Right now, let's get to Robert Frank. He's got some numbers from the latest CNBC Millionaire Survey. Robert, what'd you learn?
Well, Becky, the number one economic worry for millionaires right now is inflation. When asked to rank the biggest threat to the economy, inflation ranked first, right next to government dysfunction. That is according to the CNBC Millionaire Survey. That polls investors with $1 million or more in investable assets. Inflation ranking second among threats to their personal wealth. And most say inflation is here to stay rather than temporary. Now, there is an emerging generation gap when it comes to inflation. Millionaire baby boomers were 4 times more likely to cite inflation as a threat to their wealth than millennials, and they were nearly twice as likely to say interest rates will be higher a year from now. On the whole, millionaires are relatively optimistic about the economy, markets, and even the Fed's response. Majority say they are very confident in the Federal Reserve's ability to manage inflation. Now, most expect the S&P to be up at least 5% next year. Only 9% plan to reduce their equity exposure. Their favorite sectors for the next 12 months are tech, financials, and healthcare. So they are worried about inflation, but they feel like the markets and the Fed can handle it. Guys?
I guess it's not a huge surprise that people who are millionaires are worried about inflation, especially if you just became a millionaire. Like, oh, you finally made it, and guess what? $1 million is just not worth what it used to be. And maybe not a surprise that baby boomers are more worried about it, too, because they're more likely to either be retired or close to retirement.
Well, remember, inflation means different things for different income groups. For most of America, inflation means rising prices for the things they buy every day. For the wealthy and millionaires, inflation really comes through on the interest rate side. That's what they're worried about, is rising rates and the impact of that on their assets, because otherwise assets do well at a time of inflation, whether you're talking about real estate or the stock market. It's the rising rates that are their biggest concern. And on that front, so far, they're a little more optimistic about a modest increase in rates as opposed to a dramatic jump. And that's why I think they're more optimistic. But it means for them, it's about the rates. For most of America, it's really about the rising prices.
Robert, thank you. Good to see you.